Okay, so in addition to cleaning up our food plan, in research there are 3 things that have been shown to be super helpful for preventing dementia. The first one is fish oil, omega-3 fatty acids. Most people are severely deficient in these, and there are 2 components in fish oil, EPA and DHA. EPA affects your whole body. It's really wonderful for decreasing inflammation. It's very helpful for joints, but also affects your brain somewhat. DHA is almost entirely used in the brain and in the heart. Now, our brains are more than 70% fat. We are all fatheads, and you want to eat good fat to keep your brain fatty and healthy. And having a high omega-3 ratio in your body is one of the best ways to keep your brain healthy. Okay, so Harvard Medical School did a great research project, more looking at cardiac health, but 3 grams a day is a great amount to take on a daily basis. I love this one because it's enteric coated, which means you're never going to burp up a fish taste. And it's a special process that's water soluble, so you absorb way more than any other kind of fish oil. So that's what I carry in my office. The other product that's incredible for dementia prevention is vitamin D. And again, National Institute for Health says most people are very deficient in vitamin D. I've done over 1,000 blood tests through the years with patients, and I've actually only had 2 people who were ever in the correct range. So National Institute for Health says average human needs to take 10,000 IUs a day of vitamin D just to stay healthy. Now, when you get your vitamin D levels back from a lab, they'll say 30 or 35 is normal. That is the normal amount to prevent you from getting rickets, bendy bone disease. So that's not the amount that you need to have health. That's what you need to have to not get disease. National Institute for Health says 65 for vitamin D levels is the absolute minimum you need to have just for normal immune function. Okay, if you don't have at least 65 level millimoles per deciliter, you're not going to have proper immune function. What do they say for cognitive health? You need to be between 80 and 100. Now, you don't want to go over 100, but you want to be in that 80 to 100 range. So that's what we're shooting for with the vitamin D. You might notice on here this says K2D3 10,000. The reason for that is once vitamin D is in your body, it has to get converted to D3 unless you're already taking D3. Once it goes down into your gut, you have to conjugate. You have to bind together the K molecule and the D molecules. And if that doesn't happen, you don't absorb it. And most people have gut dysfunction. Trauma, drugs, stress can all interfere with gut function. So what I see in my patients is they're taking a vitamin D, they're just not absorbing it because their gut, vitamin K is only made in the gut. And so, if you're not producing it or you're not able to conjugate, you're kind of out of luck. So I always start my patients on this K2D3, and that way I know 100% it's going to get absorbed. And I see that in the lab results. Someone will come in, they're at like a 14, and within 4 months, they're up in that nice 83 range or something. So it does make a difference to make sure you're giving your body everything you need. Interesting research. Even if you have adequate levels of omega-3s, the fish oils, if you do not have adequate levels of B vitamins, the fish oil does not prevent dementia. Okay? So the other really important product is to make sure you're taking a really good B complex. Now, interesting thing about B vitamins, when you take them into your body, they have to become methylated, which means you have your B1 or B6 or B12, whatever it is. A methyl group has to get attached to that, conjugated, before your body absorbs it. Well, more than 43% of the population doesn't methylate well. They have a genetic SNP that doesn't allow them to do that. So all of the B vitamins I carry are already methylated. So again, you put them into your mouth, they're immediately available into your body. That's what we want, right? We want instant results. I'm a bottom line girl, like show me the results, show me the research, show me the benefits. And I take all these myself. If I take something and I don't see the results in my blood work or in how I feel, it's out of here. I don't have time and money to waste on that. I want to know what's going to help me, what's going to actually do the job. So the last product I want to talk to you about for dementia, OptiMag Neuro. This is a powdered drink. It comes in lemon, lime, or berry flavored. And this is magnesium threonate. It is the only form of magnesium that crosses the blood-brain barrier. Now, the original research on this was pretty amazing. It was done with Vietnam vets and like survivors of abuse who had a lot of PTSD and a lot of brain disruption. It was very calming to the brain. So that's how I started using it in my practice. But recently, there was a lot of research finished and released that shows that this magnesium goes through the blood-brain barrier, grabs onto toxins, heavy metals like mercury or aluminum, and brings it back across the blood-brain barrier and then out through the body to be excreted and released, okay? Now, that's potentially minimum 2-year process. So this is not something you can take once or twice and say, okay, I'm good. It's an ongoing process, and you want it to be ongoing and you want it to be slow, because these are major toxins that are being pulled out of your brain. You want those to come into your body at a nice slow level so your liver can take a hold of them, get them out of there, process them, and remove them, right? And no longer have that building up in your body. So this is the magnesium threonate. This is the OptiMag Neuro in my water. And you just want to drink that throughout the day. Now remember, magnesium of any form is the major chelator in our body. That means that, if it needs to buffer something or it needs to attach to something to detoxify it, it's going to grab a hold of it and connect to it. So you always want to take your magnesium away from other stuff, either right before bed on an empty stomach or like the magnesium threonate in water in the day, okay? So those are my 4 best guys for preventing dementia, that you can take and support yourself. But more importantly than that, change your food plan. Change what you're putting into your body so that your body isn't having to compensate for all this garbage, and that's going to help clean your brain up. Jack LaLanne was a very famous chiropractor, and one of the quotes of his that I love, he used to say, most people are digging their grave with their teeth. So think about, what am I putting into my body and how is that affecting my tissues? And if you're saying, I want to be healthy, I want to be clear-headed, I want to be able to move through my life without being demented, you need to make some changes, all right? And if I can help with that, you contact me. I also have I'll put a special deal together if you want to get these 4 products and have them sent to you, then I will put a percentage off, and we'll put that at the end of the video. All right? Have a great day.